Unit 7, Bonds, Lecture 3, Term Structure of Interest Rates, Part B. When they talk about bootstrapping here, and they talk about duplicating the coupon bonds cash flow as a package of zero coupon treasury securities, all they're trying to say is this. If, for example, you have a 2-year bond, it's got a par value of 1,000 Rand, it pays coupons of 10% annually, and it will be redeemed at par value at the end of 2 years, then they will take each cash flow in the bond. So the first cash flow will be the first coupon payment at the end of year 1, and they'll create a zero coupon bond with that. Then they'll take the cash flows from the second year, which will include the second coupon plus the redemption value, and they'll create a zero coupon bond with that. And they will try and find the interest rates that equate the present value of those cash flows with the price of the bond. We're now going to look at an example in which we're going to demonstrate the bootstrapping method. You have a 2-year treasury bond paying coupons semi-annually, that is every 6 months, at a rate of 4.2%. If the 6-monthly spot rate on a bond equivalent yield basis for the first 3 periods, so the first 3 6-month periods are 3%, 3.3%, and 3.5%, they want you to tell them what the spot rate for the 4th period cash flow is. Now we're assuming this bond is priced at par and the par value is 100. So if you look at the calculation down that we do using the formula below, and you can unfortunately only do it using this formula, you cannot do it on your calculator. Now the bond equivalent yield basis, before I move to the actual solution, the bond equivalent yield, as we talked about previously, is the same as the nominal yield to maturity. So all of the rates that you've been given are actually annual yields, which is why when we look at the formula below, we actually divide each of those interest rates by 2. So looking at this, each coupon payment, or should I say each cash flow, because the last year's cash flow includes the redemption value, is discounted by its own spot rate. So the first year's cash flow is discounted by the S1, 3%, second year by S2, 3.3%, and the third year by S3, or 3.5%. And we now have to calculate S4. And this is how bootstrapping is used. So when you solve for S4, the answer is 4.2%, you realize that actually by discounting all these cash flows at those various interest rates, you will end up with a par value of 100. Now this is another example of how to value a bond using the spot rates. Now we're going to do an example on forward rates. We know that the forward rate is the expected yield or interest during some future period. So the forward rate for year 3 is the 1-year rate that is expected to prevail in year 3. So it's a 1-year interest rate 3 years from now. And we use the theoretical spot rates to actually calculate the forward rate or the implied forward rate. Now we're going to look at an example where we're going to calculate forward rates. So you're given the 2-year spot rate of 4.5% and the 1-year forward rate now of 4%, and they'd like you to calculate the 1-year forward rate 1 year from now. So if we look at the diagram on the right, the S2 is 4.5% per annum. So for each year from 0 to 1 and from 1 to 2, it's 4.5% per year. And in the first year, looking at the forward rate we've been given is 4%, and they'd now like us to calculate the forward rate for the second year. So if we go through our calculations using our formula, realize that the forward rate in the second year is 5%. And if we do our geometric averaging, we end up with 4.5% in each year. In this example, we're going to look at valuing a bond using the forward rates. So we need to calculate the value of a 2-year bond with a 5% annual coupon, a par value of $1,000, using the forward rates of 4% and 5% as given. Now in this example, you'll notice that when we're calculating the discounted value of each cash flow, we have to use the relevant forward rates for each year. So if we look at the first cash flow, it will get discounted by just 4% because it's a coupon for 1 year, but the second cash flow, which includes the coupon and the redemption value, will get discounted at 2 forward rates. So the forward rate for the second year and the forward rate for the first year, giving us a value of $1,009.15. And this is an exercise for you to do to test your understanding of spot and forward rates. You've been given the spot rates and a number of forward rates, and you're being asked to calculate the forward rate or the 1-year forward rate 3 years from now.